How do, paranormal people? Welcome to the Ghost Encounters podcast show. And tonight, there's three of us here. It's myself, Nick T and Marie. Faye's away at some drinking and eating thing, isn't she?
Of course.
Some swanky do.
Yeah, it gives us up for food and drink.
Prosecco.
Absolutely.
Bit of Prosecco.
That's what she's having, yeah.
Kicked us to the curb.
Yeah.
I know, yes.
How's everybody doing?
All right, I'm all right.
Yeah, not too bad, me.
Good.
Well, we've advertised a new paranormal event we're doing.
Ooh, tell us more.
It's not been done, as we know. It's not been done in the last decade. It's local to us. It's the Pottery Shopping Centre. We've done really well. Well, Marie has done very well getting us in there because they don't allow anybody in. And I don't think they're going to be allowing anybody else either, are they?
Well, it doesn't sound like it. Not anytime soon anyway. So hopefully I think this one's going to be a lot different from our normal investigations, what we do with guests, because I think we're going to have to go back old school and just, it's going to be a lot of calling out. There's nowhere for us to be doing scrying and boards and that kind of thing. So
it's a massive area, isn't it, as well, that we've got.
Huge, yeah.
What is it, 3 or 4 floors, I think, is it, the shopping centre?
And we've got all the service tunnels underground as well.
Yeah.
A lot of which sort of run into really old land and buildings. So hopefully we might get some decent activity from there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
The proceeds that we are paying the shopping centre is going to their charity One Great Day.
Yeah, I think, is it Great Ormond Street? So it's going to charity anyway. So
so that's a good thing as well.
Yeah. And it's taken a while. I think it's been from the very first inquiry. I think it's been close on to 2 years since we've
It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, you've
first
worked hard
inquired.
for it, yeah.
So yeah, it's coming to fruition, and that's on the 28th of October. So hopefully, touch wood. Like I say, it's not been properly investigated before, so there may be nothing. It may be the best place we've ever investigated. Who knows? So something to look forward to. No.
A lot of interest as well, isn't there? So if you want to come on it, you've got to be quick.
Very quick.
And we're not just saying that. We know loads of people just do say selling out fast, but
we actually are
limited.
We actually are.
We've got quite a few people in our own groups that are interested. So if you do want to come on, you have to be quick.
All the details are on the Haunted Evidence page on Facebook.
Yeah.
The post is out. It's actually today. It's only today we've been not allowed, but we've had to finalise everything, and we've actually advertised it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as in we're saying today, we're talking about a week ago because
obviously this is pre-recorded. So
this is the 4th of October when we're recording this.
So actually, by the time it goes out, we may not have any tickets left anyway.
Yeah, so by the time this goes out, I'm sorry, you've missed out on it.
Look what you could have won.
Look what you could have won. So to ensure you don't miss out in future, then I suggest you go on the Haunted Evidence page and maybe give us a like and a follow, or however that works.
Yes, both.
And then, because obviously that's the first place it goes when we get any of these fabulous venues. So keep your eye on that page as your best bet, really.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. What other investigations have we got coming up?
I think we've got a couple of private ones coming up near the end of the year, but I think our next public event will be Stanley Palace in Chester, which is February next year.
Okay.
And then we're at
East Drive,
the infamous 30 East Drive. We're there twice because we booked up one in April and we're fully booked already. So we're there again. I think it's the 29th of July.
Okay. Any tickets for Stanley Palace left?
Yes, there's tickets for that.
There's tickets for Stanley Palace. Again, everything is on our page. If you scroll down, you'll see posters for each event that we've got out there. If there's something you can't find or there's details you need to know, you can always send us a message via the Facebook page, or you can email us on contact or marie@hauntedevidence.co.uk.
Cool.
Up towards Christmas as well, this year we will be taking more bookings of venues, I think, won't we?
Yeah, we'll be booking.
So we'll be advertising them.
Yeah.
So if there's any
Grizzly
venues
Hall.
that people are interested in,
Yeah.
if you want to just message us and we'll see if we can get them. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd
Shit.
like to hear, where you'd like to investigate.
Yeah, we'll try our best. We try really hard to get into places that maybe not the norm of where other companies, these big companies, go. We'll try and get somewhere a bit different, like we've done with the potteries. Sometimes it takes us a little while, but we like to try and find places that are a little bit different. So
I've got one in mind that I come across. Well, actually, Lisa came across it last night, and it looks a fantastic location. Or we won't tell you. I hate doing this. I hate
not
no.
because we're going to have to say, because it's only advertised from May till October this year, so I'm hoping they're going to do the same next year, and if so, as soon as we know, I'll tell you about it. But that's I'll just tell you the caves. So that's something different.
Beach caves?
Not beach caves, no, not beach caves. We can go there tomorrow if you want.
I think that might be a little bit more expensive than our normal tickets. We try to keep the ticket price down, but obviously we have to cover the cost of the venue.
But it is.
So
it is. Well, they're advertising 7 till 1, aren't they? Or is it 7 till 2?
7 till 2, maybe.
So it is a longer investigation than a normal 5-hour one that we do.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Good.
Okay.
So
yeah, keep your eye out for them.
Yeah.
And just because we've upgraded our podcast equipment,
it's lovely.
we are going to be doing mobile podcasting as well from locations. When we haven't got guests, that is. When we just do our own investigation, we are going to record a little podcast from the haunted location.
And we've got one coming up, Nick. Where's that at?
Oh, where's that one at? Grizzly Hall.
Grizzly Hall.
Yeah. The end of November, we'll be doing a little private investigation there. We'll be taking the mics with us, and we'll do a little podcast from one of the rooms that we know are really active there. So hopefully,
this is the first time we've done this, so hopefully
Yeah.
it all goes well, and it'll be a regular thing.
And you know what will be really interesting? It will be a complete EVP session at the same time, won't it? Because the mics can pick up,
hopefully,
maybe something that we either don't hear ourselves, or certainly things that we've not said. So that'd be interesting to listen to see if anybody can hear anything, any responses, or
And we don't think it's been done overnight before, do we? All night.
No, we've got it at an unusual time. Gresley is a quite popular venue for investigations. Most of the bigger companies hire it out. You'll see it advertised. But normally the investigations stop at midnight. And we've got it from midnight onwards. So we will be there investigating at a time.
the witching hour. We'll be there
Yeah,
for the
it's
witching
at a
hour.
time where usually there is no one in there. So yeah, that will also be interesting. That's not a regular thing, by the way. That's something that was just offered to us as a one-off. So yeah, hopefully we'll pick up something, or experience something that others haven't, because they've not been there at that particular time. So that will also be very interesting. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
See, and you thought you didn't get any information on our podcast. The first, how many minutes? I don't know how far we are then. It's all information.
About 10 minutes, yeah.
That's good then.
Information overload.
Yeah, I think what we're going to try tonight is we're going to do a phone call, aren't we? Going to
Yeah.
do a phone in.
Yeah, phone in.
Or phone out. We're actually going to phone out.
Yeah, so now we've got this new equipment. If anybody wants to not appear, but come on the show, and we can have you on via telephone call, and it will be just like you're in the studio with us, won't it?
It will.
It will be.
What you'd have to do is you'd have to email us or messages, and then we'd get back to you and tell you exactly when this would be.
Yep.
So,
and obviously when we get more and more listeners, we can do more and more lives. And
I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to doing live. And as long as you don't pick on me with your questions, I'll be all right.
Oh, pick on you?
Okay.
You normally pick on me.
Yes.
Right then, so we are going to get somebody on the line. So we have Mark on the line. How are you doing, Mark?
Hi. Yeah, I'm doing really well. You?
Yeah,
Not too bad.
Good.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. When you're doing a paranormal investigation and you've got all this different equipment, there's a technique that you've talked about called the Estes Method, where you use a spirit box and a blindfold. I've seen a couple of variations to the Estes Method. So my question is, how do you exactly use the Estes Method, and what do you think is actually happening with the Estes Method?
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Well, personally, this is my favourite thing at the minute. What we do, we use a ghost box, which is just basically AM, FM radio that keeps scanning. Doesn't actually hold a station, just keeps scanning through. And we have headphones plugged on it. That's in the blindfold, so that obviously you're in pitch black and all your senses are concentrating on what you actually hear through the ghost box. Usually when we do it, it's myself and Nick do this. Usually Nick's in one room and I'm in the other.
Yeah, sometimes it's I've been in 100 stairs.
Yeah. Everywhere, yeah.
I've been in the past in tight spaces. But yeah, I find it's probably my favouriteest experiment, to be honest. Purely because the information we've had is just quite good, isn't it, I think?
Good, yeah. What we actually do is Nick listens to the machine with his headphones and his blindfold on, and I ask questions that there's no way he can hear what I'm asking. So I'm asking the spirit to communicate through Nick.
But I do get the raw end of the deal, Mark, because Nick can hear both sides of the conversation.
Yeah, I hear both sides of it, yeah.
I only hear one side.
Yeah.
You don't know what Nick sees asking.
No.
That's it,
and if you've ever done, which I know you have, with the headphones, you can't hear what people are saying in the room. A lot of people, some people think that you're hearing and it's a bit of trickery or whatever, but I can assure you, you cannot hear through the headphones.
I don't think it's always what you hear coming through the spirit box, though. I think it can just be things that pop into your head that you should be calling out as well. So not just audible stuff. It could be stuff that has been
triggers.
Put. Yeah.
I think once you make that contact with the spirit or whatever it is you're communicating with, then it all just falls into place, doesn't it?
Sorry, Mark. Go on.
So what Marie's just said regarding, because obviously the spirit box will throw out a lot of white noise, and then it'll connect briefly to a radio station, and you might hear a bit weird, and then it'll disconnect. So when you're doing the Estes method, how much of that is tapping into a radio station and sort of getting a word, and how much of it is getting a feeling that there's a word, if that makes sense?
Yeah. It does manipulate to a point, the stuff from the radio station, but when you're getting 3 or 4 words together, how quick we are scanning the ghost box. There's no way that could be stuck on one station. So if we're getting 3 or 4 words, it's obviously scanning over a couple of stations. And so there's no way it can just be stuck on one station. So we're saying, we're guessing, hoping that it is a spirit manipulating. Is that the right word? How would you say that? Manipulating the actual radio stations to give us a message.
I think, and like I say, I think it can also be because if you've ever done it, you know, because you've got your senses taken away from you, you've got the blindfold on, you've got the noise cancelling headphones on, and you're just hearing this constant white noise coming through. It kind of puts you in a type of trance, doesn't it? It's not, you know, not a. It kind of puts you in a specific state, doesn't it?
A lot of people do actually just do just to white noise.
Yeah. So I think that kind of state that it puts you in also puts you in good stead to start some sort of channeling or you know. So it's not, like I say, it hasn't got to be an audible word that you hear through the headphones. It can be any kind of message that's been put into your head or into your thoughts or what, you know. So it's very interesting. It's not something you can do for long periods of time, as you can imagine. I don't know if it's the noise that messes with your head a bit, but it's certainly not something you can do for, I think, 30 minutes. If you can get to 30 minutes is more than enough. Yeah.
I've actually left him in for 40, 45, and it's a bit, it is too much, really.
I mean, if you're doing it regularly and it's something you're used to, I think you can go longer. But for somebody that maybe only, definitely a first timer, I would say 10 minutes is plenty for you know, to start the first time. So
I believe we're actually contacting spirits.
Not just spirits,
but we have had one instance where we've spoken to somebody who was in the past, and she believed she was alive.
She said she was still alive,
and she was speaking to somebody in our future. And we were stuck in the middle. We were communicating with her, but we couldn't communicate with the guy in the future.
No.
So if you ask me what went on there, personally, I haven't got a clue what went on there.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. That was mind blowing. You know, she was asking what we are doing speaking here. Why isn't Robert speaking? And this, that, and the other. And I just didn't know what was going on. I was just baffled by it all.
Yeah. Wouldn't you have thought that all spirits would still be alive, though? You know, when we do paranormal investigations, and usually somebody says, "Oh, when did you die?" or "How did you die?" Well, what if the spirit doesn't die?
Yeah, good point.
And that confuses the spirit.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah. I was totally baffled. I was blown away by it, to be honest with you, because I didn't know what was going on. You know, it's. I mean, I'd settle just for communicating with the spirits. Yeah, but this was just ridiculous. It was.
Well, she said she was a witch, didn't she?
Yeah, she said she was a witch, and I don't know what she was doing, to be honest with you. You know.
She was on the phone.
I don't know what she was doing, but we've had nothing like it since either, have we?
But you know what you reminded me of that place in Chester?
Dawdleston.
Dawdleston.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what you reminded
What
me.
if?
It was just like that.
What if, when we are doing Estes,
Yeah.
and we are hearing people communicate with us, that isn't somebody sitting somewhere with a communication, hearing us and thinking they're picking up communication. So we are the ones that somebody else is listening to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is why this method is so ridiculously addictive, because you just don't know what you can get. My goal, what I'd love, which I thought it was, when I asked, "Are you dead or you were spirit, and she said no. I'll be honest with you, when she said she was a 17th century witch, I was a bit disappointed, which is crazy. I had shivers all over me. I thought, I've got an alien here. I thought, I've got contact with aliens. But she assured me it wasn't.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark? How do you feel about it?
Well, with regards to the spirit box itself, you see a lot of these like YouTube videos and all these TV paranormal investigators, and they put the spirit box on, and all you can hear is white noise, and they go, and it says, "Oh, demons up to get me." It's just said, all you can hear. You know, so it's like obviously that because they'll actually put the words. Sorry, let me put me phone on silent so you don't hear bings. Yeah, so like that's more to do with that person really, rather than a spirit communicating through a spirit box, unless the spirit's sort of manipulating that person's brain.
Yeah, I definitely think it's down to the persons, because I mean we've had sessions where somebody's had a go and picked nothing up, and then it immediately gets passed to somebody else, and all of a sudden lots gets picked up. So I think you've got to be. I think it's definitely down to the person.
And sometimes it's that loud we can actually hear replies to the person if they're not tuned into the. Well, not tuned in. It's just getting used to the noise and deciphering the words.
Ears adjust to it, don't they?
Yeah, the longer you do it, obviously sometimes people are on it for 20 minutes and loads of stuff's coming out, but then you've got to pull them out because of just giving them an headache or something because it is noisy.
Yeah, it definitely messes with your head a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it also has another, for me anyway, it has another thing where it actually feels as though almost start feeling a bit claustrophobic. And it doesn't matter how big the space is that you're sitting in, but you almost feel as though there's something an inch in front of your face, like closing in on you. It makes you feel a little bit claustrophobic sometimes.
Yeah, it does, yeah. The one thing... Go on, sorry, Mark.
Yeah, but when I did it, when we went paralysis, and I was in the phobia room, and I think Nick C was in the room above, we were both doing the ghost box with the blindfold, and we both felt a presence sort of walking, like felt as if somebody was right in front of you.
Yeah.
And both me and Nick sort of lifted his blindfolds up. We didn't know at the time that was happening because obviously we were a floor apart, like. But yeah, it's so real. I just thought one of you had come down and stood in front of me.
Is that, do you think, Mark, because you've taken two senses away, so your eyesight's gone, and basically your hearing's gone because all you can hear is that white noise. There it heightens other things, doesn't it? So you can notice.
That will happen, won't it? Because it'll cause it's like if a naturally blind person, they'll be able to see through other means, like they'll be able to see through their ears, basically, because they'll be able to see the sounds, if that makes sense. Because I don't know if you've seen any of these, because I like watching a lot of like psychological videos, documentaries and stuff, and there's a blind person that clicks with his mouth, and he causes some sort of radar, so he can.
I've seen that, Mark. Isn't it very similar to what bats do?
Yeah, exactly.
With the sound, how it sort of bounces off items. Yeah, and somebody,
and obviously,
he's trained himself.
Because you've got no sort of sight, they've actually seen how far the wall is by the sound.
By making noise, yes, I have seen that, yeah.
So that obviously does happen where if you do it for quite frequently as well, that'll just evolve.
Yes.
Actually.
I think
so the more you sort of practice that, the better it'll become.
Yeah, I think you sort of get stuff happen around you as well. It's like when we've been really deep into a board session, you start hearing stuff around you, don't you, as well? You know, you've had knocking and noises and stuff actually happens around you, and it's no different with this, that things like that happen.
Yeah, but if you were actually on a coffee break, those things would still happen, but you wouldn't be aware of them because...
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, you're not focusing on it.
Yeah.
So it's to do with that focus. So the thing, what I was saying about when we were at paralysis was that was probably still going on, but we wouldn't have noticed it as much.
Yes, that's right.
If we didn't have the blindfold and the spirit box.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, the feeling I got was, I even thought I felt breathing on my face up to me. It was that intense, you know. I had to take the blindfold off.
Yeah, I felt like a little draft as if somebody's walking past and stuff.
Yeah.
So good. You become hypersensitive, don't you? You know.
Yeah. And like you say, those things that would probably be happening anyway, but you just wouldn't be aware of it normally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is the same. Yeah, it's the same as like a lot of people say, why do ghosts only come out at night? And it's basically because they don't actually come out at night. They're there 24/7, but you don't notice them in the day because there's too much sort of traffic, too many people, too many noises and stuff.
Yeah. Fabulous.
It is definitely something we enjoy doing, and it's definitely something we don't do enough of. We should really delve into it in a big way and get some more, because the evidence, the results we get from it are pretty good, aren't they? They're pretty good. We've sat there, haven't we? We've had a conversation, haven't we?
Yeah, and
we've had conversations.
Dates added up as well, didn't they?
Yeah, all the dates added up. And the beauty of this method as well is it doesn't matter where you are. You can do it anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
You could try and focus on a building if you're in a building, but it doesn't really matter. If you're not bothered who you want to connect with, just anybody, you could do it anywhere you wanted to.
And I think, like I've said before, about anything to do with paranormal, is pick something that is suited to you, or you're drawn to, or you enjoy doing, and stick with it. And the more you use it and the more you practice, the better results you'll get with it. And I think with you guys, it's the Estes, isn't it? It's the Spirit Box.
You want to try something, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to try automatic writing. I think I'm going to try and practice some automatic writing and see if I can get into that and see if that can become like my thing. You know, I'm going to delve into that one and see. I tried it many years ago, not with the planchette, just freehand,
and
just
with a pad and pad.
Because
we know somebody makes some nice planchettes, don't we? To do that.
No, sorry, Nick.
Right.
Just
freehand.
We've got one in there. Yeah.
I could whittle you a pen.
Yes,
whittle me a pen, then.
Yes,
whittle me a pen. That'd be fabulous. Be nice if I had my own little automatic writing pen.
Yes,
that'd be great. So, what do you think of that, Mark? What do you think of automatic writing?
Well, it's like I mentioned before. The things I really love about paranormal investigations, like the two. I think you asked me what's my favourite tool is. Yeah. And I said anything to do with idiomotor responses.
Yes.
Which is basically anything that you need to sort of put yourself in a little trance and let sort of anything take over your body, whether it's by a Ouija board, whether it's scrying in the mirror, but automatic writing comes under that idiomotor response.
Yeah. We actually did it, didn't we? Mark actually did it on an investigation when we went to East Drive.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like talking to us
Yeah, I put
And
you in
we
the
were
guide,
writing
each
down,
trance,
you know, we were writing down,
Wow.
you know, and we both.
And there was
There
about
there wasn't a lot of words written, but what was
no, but
actually
all
scribbled
three
was
or
very
four of
similar.
you, yeah, got the same symbols and whatever.
Yeah, that was weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's something that's good. What's your favourite thing then, Mark? What's your go-to thing on an investigation?
I don't really know. As I say, it's like anything to do with any motive. But I don't really utilise much. It's usually the digital stuff like the camcorders and stuff, you know, EVPs and stuff, which is still all right, but you sort of debunk a lot of it. Like the EVPs, you know, so if you tap on a wall and say, can you copy this? And then you hear like 2 taps back, it's like, oh, might be rats or something, or might be, you know. Whereas anything that you put yourself in a trance, like scrying and stuff, you don't actually capture that. It's very rare you capture that on film.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's sort of proof to yourself.
It's more of a personal thing, Mark, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
You know, it's happening to you, your body. It's a personal thing, whereas knocks and taps and raps and things, everybody can experience those.
Yeah, and it's like with the automatic writing. If you put yourself in a little trance, make your arm go dead, and then somebody's asking questions, you know, who are you? You know, the normal questions, and then all of a sudden you come out of trance, and then you've got all this stuff. You've got, you know, because it could be weird, or it could be actual images or symbols.
Yeah.
If they match up with what they were asking, it's like that's validation to you. But if you use it on, you know, on say YouTube, the same thing, it'll be you know, that's rubbish. That is, you did that on purpose or whatever.
Yeah,
It's fake.
A lot of things that happen in this field is personal, isn't it? Because unless you were there, there's always somebody that can say, well, that could have been this, that could have been that. And I think most bits of evidence that we pick up is a kind of you had to be there kind of scenario.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Unless you're doing it in a building and you pick up stuff from the building, and you get dates and names and stuff with your writing.
But then you'll always get somebody say, "Well, you knew that before."
No, I mean between the group.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I wouldn't investigate anywhere with anybody that I didn't 100% trust anyway.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
I've done it all. We all have. We've all done it in the past with people that just do it for a laugh or whatever. But if I'm doing a proper investigation for ourselves, then it'd have to be with people that I trust 100%. That they're not going to give any bullshit.
Yep.
You know?
And I think that's the mindset you need to have when you go on a paranormal investigation. That you're not trying to capture this for the world to see. You're there to validate it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm in it. That's why I do this.
Yeah.
It isn't for anybody else. It's for myself.
We've always said we're not in it to prove it to anybody else. We do it for well, I think we've all got our own little, slightly different personal reasons as to why we do what we do, and it is for ourselves. Although it's always, you know, when things do happen, it's always you want to share it because it's so amazing or so unexplainable. You want to share it with different people,
but then you get shut down.
Yeah,
that's obviously fake, or
but you have
used
to
AI.
Yeah, but you have to understand that evidence. Well. Evidence, that experience doesn't mean the same to somebody else as it meant to you at the time.
No,
so
one of the reasons we started these events up again is giving people the chance to investigate places that they would never be able to go on their own because they're too expensive. And when they pick stuff up, it's nice to see. It's nice to see that we've helped them to communicate with something. You had an instance at 8 Pall Mall, Nick, when on the dowsing on the crystal boards, you had a real good session, didn't you, with it?
Yeah.
And they were really happy, weren't they? They loved it, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. But it tied into something what happened earlier in the night, because we did I don't know if you were there, Mark. I think you was there when I dropped my phone on the floor after a meditation and just made everybody jump.
No, I don't think.
No,
Mark
it
was
wasn't.
there.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was all them girls, wasn't it? I think.
It was a group.
Well,
It was a group. Yeah.
As I dropped my phone, as my phone fell on the floor, a penny dropped, and then we went on the dowsing. A bit later, I picked it up and looked at it and looked at the date. Didn't say anything to anybody because I thought, well, it might have just been a penny on the floor or whatever.
Yeah.
But later on that night when we were doing dowsing, one of the girls said that I'm sure she said that she had pennies. She had pennies dropped randomly, and then she worked out the date of her granddad's passing or something like that. So I think that's what she was saying.
I think her granddad used to say to her, "Find a penny, pick it up."
Ah, okay.
You know.
And then after we worked the date, I think it was something like 1998. Well, I'd already seen the 1998 on this penny that dropped the same time as my phone had dropped. So I said, just hang on there. And I went and got the penny and said, well, this is what dropped earlier. Yeah, so...
And it was the same year that she'd lost her granddad.
Yeah.
And you know what that is, don't you?
I don't even
Synchronicity.
That's a synchronicity, that is there.
Synchronicity right there.
We'll have to do a show on that one.
Yeah. We get them all the time, but we just can't explain them.
Get synchronicities all the time. They are a meaningful coincidence.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. But we won't go down that route.
No.
We've tried that.
We have done a podcast on synchronicities, but
we never published it.
Never made the cut.
It might have to go in the bloopers.
It's on the floor.
The bloopers.
It's on the Nook's floor. That is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like an anti-synchronicity.
Yeah, definitely, Mark. Yeah. So, right then. Yeah. Well, thank you, Mark. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, very welcome.
And it's great to have you on again. Always a pleasure. Always welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah,
never a chore.
Never a chore.
Never a chore. And you were actually coming on the Potteries Centre investigation, aren't you? Yeah. So we've already spoke about that earlier, and so that's good.
Yeah,
all right,
it'll be a once in a lifetime.
Yeah,
that will.
It will. Yeah.
I mean, they may, let it happen again, but there's no guarantees. I think there's some management shuffling going on, and so the management that are in now have allowed it. There's nothing to say the management that are coming in will allow it. So it's a bit up in the air. So it could be a one-off.
But you've never let it happen in the past.
Well, I believe. Well,
certainly not within the last decade.
Well, the management told us that in the past. Well, that management said in the past year they've not known of an investigation that's gone on there. I think there was a security guy
guard,
that I think he was probably a member of a small paranormal group, and I think he took maybe a couple of the members of his group in for an hour or so a few years back. But I have seen a comment on Facebook, somebody saying that they did an investigation there a couple of years ago. So I don't really know, but as far as we're aware, nothing like we're doing has happened for at least. I think the lady that we dealt with, she'd been there for 10 years, hadn't she? And she said she had not known it.
Yeah,
so
I've heard of people.
Yeah, let's say an official
sort of thinking. Yeah, I've heard of people where sort of, having paranormal experiences when they've been locking up, like shop workers and whatever.
Yes.
Well, they had to move some of the gravestones from the church next door, didn't they? So. Yeah.
But when was it built? Back 1984 or something
well,
like that?
I think the ground it sits on, obviously, there's been quite a large churchyard there in the past. I think it's been the site of a Victorian marketplace back, obviously in Victorian times,
Yeah,
with a Victorian marketplace, and then obviously I think it was the old Vale ground for many years, and
Yeah,
you know, I think the land that it sits on been
that's
many
the
things.
other side
and,
of it, isn't it, I think.
yeah, and I know some of the service tunnels that will be going in, I think, run under the old what was Lewis's. The old Lewis's all those years ago.
Yeah,
and
one of the tunnels runs right by the church, doesn't it?
Right
so
by
it
the
will
church,
have been
by
under the graveyard.
under the graveyard. So,
yeah.
so we're kind of hoping
it's
with busy marketplaces and the Victorian times going on there, and all the hustle and bustle, and I think it's always been a very busy site. You know, going back hundreds and hundreds of years. So, who knows? We might get absolutely nothing, and it might be the best thing since sliced bread. Who knows?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's worth a go, eh?
Yep.
It's worth a go.
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely
So,
worth a go.
yep, definitely. So again, thank you, Mark,
On that note.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
and we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
All right, mate.
All right,
See you,
mate.
Mark.
Okay.
Cheers for calling,
Yeah,
Charlie.
see ya.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye,
Bye.
bye.
That's it then.
That was
Okay.
Mark.
That was Mark. Yeah, and if you'd like to join us on a show in the future, let us know. We can give you a bell. And maybe you'd like to tell us about any experiences you've had, or if you want to ask any questions, or you're just interested in the paranormal and you want to join in the chitter chatter.
Yeah, just have a
Tell
bit
us.
of
Let us know, and we'll arrange it.
Yeah, even if you want just 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, up to you, whatever you want to do.
If you don't want to stay on, just ask a question. You can go and we can just answer it, can't we? And
Whatever.
We can
So-
try to answer
I'll
it.
try.
We'll-
and
yeah,
no,
we'll
we'll
try.
answer it, whether it's
whether
what you
it's
want
real.
us to
Whether
answer.
it's whether you agree with
whether
it or not is another
whether it's
thing.
what you want to hear.
So thanks for listening again,
And that's us done, is it?
and we're done.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Is it?
Yeah.
We never know, do we?
Yeah.
We never know. So, so it's contact at ghostencounters.org. Email us. Let us
Emails
know.
there, yeah. Or message the page. Ghost Encounters a Third Kind on Facebook or Haunted Evidence. Any of them. Go get them messages. That's it then. We'll be done.
Yeah.
Bye.
Happy
Bye.
days. Goodbye.
Bye.